What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the new surprise EP, Scary Hours by Drake. He's a Canadian rapper, and obviously everybody knows Drake at this point. He had that historic run on the Hot 100 that actually ended last August. It started in 2009 and went to 2017. Drake had a song on the Hot 100 at all times for 8 years. It's insanity, and that is nothing to take lightly, despite the fact that I don't love everything that Drake has done, and the fact that I feel like he's gotten a bit stale, especially with the subjects of songs, just because he puts out the sheer amount of content that he does. It's okay. I still respect him, I guess, as an artist, as a player in the world of music, and just a person in general. I enjoy Drake, and his whole demeanor is kind of entertaining to me, especially someone that seems to be very loyal to his crew, and he even shouts that out on one of these new songs here, talking about the fact that his crew, the OVO, everyone like Noah and everybody else, they're still together for like a decade. So we've got two new songs here, God's Plan and Diplomatic Immunity. God's Plan seems to be the more of the single of the two, and I'm getting some kind of strange vibes from that one. And then we've got something that kind of slows things down a bit. It has some nice samples thrown throughout, and just kind of this steady clicking vibe to it that I really do like. And the entertainment factor for this EP, and I say EP lightly because it's really just a single side A, side B, two songs, but the entertainment factor here for you is probably going to be decided on the fact that how invested in Drake's personal life and his manners and what he does and that sort of thing. If you're not invested at all, you might find these songs to be totally boring. If you've kept up with him over the years, then yeah, you're probably going to be entertained by this. I don't think that this is a bad release at all. It feels like kind of a summarization to the end of an era. It reminds me a little bit of Views, and I guess some of what he was doing on the More Life mixtape playlist thing, whatever that ended up being, whatever you want to call it. And it's not a bad summary. It's not a bad way to end a cycle if he's planning to end the cycle here. I think that God's Plan sounds a little bit like Playboy Carti in some places with what he's doing with the ad-libs there at the end of the lines. And I don't really care for that all that much. It sounds like Drake trying to blend a little bit more, and he definitely did some blending on Views. It was a bit odd at times, especially him putting on that fake UK accent, trying to almost sound like something like Giggs or some of the other UK artists and the grime scene that he had on there. But forgiving that, it's an okay song. It's not bad by any means. I think that God's Plan is kind of catchy, and it does have a little bit of a hook that sticks with you. But then it flows nicely into Diplomatic Immunity, where Drake just flows about his life and everything that's been going on, and it almost gets to a point at some points where you're like, okay, am I knowing too much information, where Drake is literally talking about what catering he likes? But at the same time, I guess I like that we get that insight. I don't know if a lot of rappers and artists are that personal, and he does feel very much so like that here. We also get to hear about the whole J-Lo thing, where he was apparently having a little bit of a fling with her, and he talks about it in the song, and he says that he lost a J-Lo in 2017, and he rhymes that with, you know, Halo. Maybe not the most clever rhyme, maybe one of his more cheesy out of these songs that he dropped here, but I guess it's still interesting. And then the way that he manages to take a slight at A-Rod in the next line, like by saying a Rotterdam trip, but it sounds like A-Rod a damn trip. I don't know. Kind of clever, right? A few months back, the athlete Odell Beckham Jr. had actually tweeted out the lyric that was from @ChampagnePoppy, which we all know is Drake. He quoted the line, "I listen to heavy metal for meditation." And that line shows up here on Diplomatic Immunity. And I put it to test, but I don't know how well it's working out for me. I know Drake's never, you know, just the normal guy. He's never just meeting society's standards, but heavy metal and meditation, does it work? I don't know if that worked or not. Jokes aside, pretty solid set of 2 songs here. Like I said, if you care about what Drake has to say in his personal life, which a lot of people do, and I guess I don't blame you, he's a big entertainer, so obviously people are invested, then you'll probably enjoy this. It's not exactly the most gripping of instrumentals on either track. I have to say that even though I like God's Plan, I don't know, it feels like it's trying to blend a couple of different worlds with its percussion and just the way that Drake sounds on that track, and then Diplomatic Immunity that's a little bit more soulful, a little bit more classic, like he's just flowing with the beat and it reminds you of maybe some of his earlier work, and I like that. I do like that. And he kind of brings everything together with this sense of familiarity, but at the same time, maybe there's some fresh ideas in there as well. We'll just have to see what Drake has in store for us in 2018. Obviously, he's not exactly taking kindly to the fact that people are saying that he's, you know, kind of ending his run there. He's saying that he's not slowing down, so we're just gonna have to see what pedal to the metal means for Drake in 2018. What do you guys think of the new EP, Scary Hours? Let me know in the comment section down below. For me personally, it's really something that I have to rate on a song-by-song basis because there's only 2 songs. If I had to do an overall rating, I would give it a 3.5, maybe a 3. I would rate, I think, Diplomatic Immunity probably closer to a 4, 3.5, and I would do a 3 for God's Plan. That's just my opinion and take on it, guys. Please make sure to drop a like on the review while you're here and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my future videos. A great way to help the channel out is to donate on Patreon. It's this annotation in the corner if you would like to tap there and head over to my Patreon account. If you would like to see another Drake review, tap right here, or another recent video I did on the channel right over here. All of my social medias can be found linked in the description down below, and other than that, I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.